Count your failures, learn the lesson. Count your failures, celebrate. Make the effort, I'm confessing. Failure precedes something great. Learn the lesson, make the change. Sometimes you must rearrange the way you see yourself, the way you see them. What's your focus, your direction? What's the purpose you pursue? When you're willing to face failure, there's more good you can do. Count your failures, learn the lesson. Count your failures, celebrate. Make the effort, I'm confessing. Failure precedes something great. But if you refuse to try to look failure in the eye, you'll remain where you are, taunted by your star. Let your failure teach you how to rearrange your story so your failure will not be in vain. Count your failures, learn the lesson. Count your failures, celebrate. Make the effort, I'm confessing. Failure precedes something great. Why prolong the suffering unless it helps you learn the lesson you are needing to navigate this turn? Count your failures, learn the lesson. Count your failures, celebrate. Make the effort, I'm confessing. Failure precedes something great. Count your failures, learn the lesson. Celebrate, make the effort, I'm confessing. Failure precedes something great. To learn from our experience is the most, it's an amazing thing. And a lot of times we can learn from somebody else's experience. But if we're not willing to look at why they learned what they learned from their experience, we still may repeat the same mistake. So what is a failure? Well, in order for something to be a failure, it means that we have to have a mark that we're going to, like say an archer, to hit the bullseye, to hit the bullseye. So then they pull it back and it doesn't make it. Well, that's a failure. Actually, another name for that, kind of where the word sin came from, was they missed the mark. To miss the mark is to sin. One of the other definitions of sin is what? To know to do good and not to do it. Well, they know to hit the mark. And they even know how to do it, but it doesn't always happen. We know how to do what we want to do a lot of times. At least we know where to go, and we know that we can navigate and make changes in our movement to get to our mark along the way. And we know when to make those changes because we make a turn and, well, there's a detour there, so we have to navigate around that. And sometimes we just absolutely make a wrong turn. And we just stop our car and we just stay there and say, well, I guess we're not going to get there, are we? Well, we don't do that necessarily in cars, do we? Sometimes we do in life. So what is the lesson that I would encourage me to learn, and therefore you, because I think you're a lot like me. I mean, we're people, and we think, and we have desires, and we have insecurities, and those insecurities are born of the things we believe. And the things we believe come from the stories we decide to identify with. And if the stories we identify with don't encourage us, it can lead us to failure, where we actually do stop and we stay in our car and we never get there. Or we can go, oh, well, what can I learn from this? And so count your failures, learn the lesson. Count your failures, celebrate, make the effort. I'm confessing failure precedes something great. Because from the failure, we can learn a lesson. And then maybe we don't have to make that mistake again. Maybe we do, but we'll be that much closer to not making it over and over again. Sometimes you must rearrange the way you see yourself and the way you see them. And that's what I've learned in my failures. It's that I've got to remember that, no, I'm not as incapable as I believe I am in my weakened states. But I have the ability to move through my life and make some successes. What's your focus, your direction? What's the purpose you pursue? When you're willing to face failure, there's more good you can do. If you can actually see where you are without all of the judgment and the condemnation, you can actually see good. You can see the good that you can do. Anyway, I'll put the words to the song down in the show notes. And I hope that it was useful for you, because if you're anything like me, you fail so many times every day. And the only reason to count your failures would be to do good with them. Otherwise, why? Why pile them up and hide under them? The only good when I say to learn the lesson, is to learn the lesson that's going to encourage you to keep trying and to keep trying and to keep trying. Even if you don't see that boulder is actually moving up the hill. Even if you feel like, what, Sisyphus? Yeah, even if you feel like that, to be able to continue. Because if nothing else, you are getting stronger. I'm Sarah D. Make it a great day.